I got some special people in here. I got a newlywed couple, Jamar and Helen. You know what I'm saying, man? Y'all wave to the speaker people, speak to the people.
Hey, what's up? What's
Hello,
up?
hello. Hi.
Hey, man, we're gonna have fun in here today, man. You see, me looking in the thing. I think they on the wrong side of each other because you talking about she's mine, he mine. They pointing away from each other, so it seems like it's going the wrong way. So we're gonna make sure that it's not going the wrong way. Maybe they got to face the wall or something. I don't know what's, but it looked like they pointing the water. Hey, so man, how y'all feeling today?
Oh, feeling good, feeling great.
Feeling great.
Y'all feeling great for real? I don't sound great.
Oh,
Oh man, just a long day. We've been grinding.
It's a long day. You've been grinding, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey
Well,
man,
we're feeling great. And
you
thank
up?
you for having us here today.
Hey man, y'all listen to that accent, man. That's a pretty cool accent there, man. Like, you know what, man? I am definitely glad to have you in the building.
Thank
From
you.
all the way from somewhere, man. Where you from?
I'm from Nigeria, based in Dubai.
Oh, okay, Nigeria,
Yeah.
based in Dubai.
Yeah.
Now I never knew Nigeria was in Dubai. Did anybody else know that Nigeria was in Dubai?
Nah,
I'm originally from Nigeria.
Oh,
Live-
Nigeria, not
yeah.
in Dubai.
No,
Well, I
no.
live in Dubai. I'm based in Dubai. I reside in Dubai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Mr. Woodruff, where you from, dog? Where you from?
Well, I hail from a little city called Atlanta, Georgia. But y'all know that ATL West Side, graded baby in this thing all day, zone 2.
Oh man, he said the greater baby zone too. Hey, man, I'm from Mobile, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? But I rep zone 1 over here. So now you mentioned a graded baby, Helen. I got a story about a graded baby that you need to hear.
Oh,
So I got a
okay.
story about a grade because I was just moving to Atlanta, right?
Okay.
And so when I had my little U-Haul truck and everything, so I pulled up to a gas station. And I pulled up at the gas station, so now it was some cars on the pumps. So I had to pull to the outside pump. Then this old school guy, he pulled to the inside pump in a fly Cadillac. Old school guy, he got out clean, pants, crease, everything. Now, it's a guy on the back of the building keep looking. He keep looking around the building. I said, well, I'm just going to wait till I'm going to wait before I get out because something told me just to be still. So the old school guy, he goes into the building and he comes out of the gas station. Then the guy that was behind the building ran up on him with a stick, tapped the stick on the ground 3 times, talking about give it up, give it up. Tapped it on the ground some more, give it up, give it. So the dude got scared, gave him everything. He ran off through the stick he just threw the stick away, and the back of his shirt said, "I'm a graded baby." So, so that was my introduction to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying, with the graded babies. So man, before we get started, is there any disclaimers that y'all want to put out there? Anything that y'all want to say? Anything that you want to, you don't want the people in the Middle East to hear, or like, is it anything?
All views expressed are not. No, we good. We are enjoy where we are, and it's a really cool country.
Okay, you talking about America or Dubai?
Both.
Both.
I'm cool. We cool with everybody.
Hey, that's what they say. So you know what, man, you're definitely on a podcast. So I got to stir the pot a little bit. So starting with you, Helen, which country you like the best?
Well, it's like,
Now you in America,
it's like putting me in a trap.
right?
because-
Right. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? We represent the trap.
Oh, man, I love Dubai.
She love Dubai.
But I also love America because I guess this is my home now. I'm married to an American.
Oh, this is your okay. I'm talking about East Point, your home now. I'm talking about she's zone 2. I'm talking about she going back representing zone 2. Hey, okay. Mr. Woodruff, I say, what's your favorite country?
Man, forever I love Atlanta, and you know I'm born an American. But I'm telling you, by trying to get y'all run for y'all money, it's some things. It's some
Beautiful.
things over there that it's a certain peace.
Yeah.
That's the word. It's a certain peace.
Yeah.
All right, there's a certain piece over there. So you know what? So I guess with that being said and all, that brings us to our first topic of the day. You know, cultural differences. You know, now, guys, you know, so just to put it out there, you know, this is a newlywed couple that I have in the studio with me today. You know what I mean? So look, much love, much shout out, man. I wish and pray for y'all success and don't let nothing come between y'all. But with that being said, you know, now cultural differences can cause some problems, I guess. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, now you got Mr. Woodruff there, and now that you're Mrs. Woodruff, and he still want to talk that East Point, you know what I'm saying? And you still want to talk that Nigeria, you know, so what's all that about? How y'all deal with these cultural differences?
Patience. You got to have patience, cause one, just because we both speak English, over there she knows the British English, okay, and I know American English, and you would think that wasn't a big thing, but like when you get to calling the same thing different things, you know, like it just be like something simple like, hey, can you go
Boots?
can you put this in the boot?
What's the boot?
The boot is the trunk of the car. And when you know somebody, you stand there for a second and you don't even have on no boots on your feet.
Hey, that's
and then
crazy.
she like, hey, can you like, and then she looking at you like, hey, put this in the boot, like, oh, the trunk, okay, and then you gotta, start to get the lingo, just from just the English, and then they're just, and not just the language, just how things are done.
Yeah.
Like even in phrasing words, like one thing about her Nigerian culture that I've noticed is that words mean a lot. So to say something, you know how we sometimes use negative words to say good things,
Right.
it don't fly. Like,
So give me an example how you can use a negative word to say something good. Cause I mean, cause you making it look bad over here. Like words don't mean nothing over here. You know what I mean? Cause
So-
these women is about to get upset. They gonna be tuning in. They gonna be chiming in a minute. Like, what is this guy talking about?
well, like say as a girl, you look good as hell. So
Okay.
And they'll be like, why do I have to look as good as hell?
like why associate hell, which is something negative, with looking good? Like it's
Oh man, you can't look good as hell.
because like
Don't nobody over there look good as hell.
because because they're even like down
Oh, let me hold on, cause I know you probably don't want to say this, but you can't be over there talking about you a bad B.
to nah.
Like bad B don't go over there.
No, like what? Like first you bad, then you that, like it just not working. It's
Wow.
because like if you think about one, she has the pleasure of coming from a native African culture. It has not been diluted by all of what we have had diluted on this side of the globe through our Africanness. So when they name something, even down to their names that they give things, and everything has a meaning, everything
Yeah.
has a purpose. It's not just done haphazardly.
Yeah.
And so what you speak is what it is, and so that's where it gets in there.
Okay, Helen. Hey, Helen. Well, we definitely need an example of how you speak what it is, cause I guess we ain't been saying what it is over here. I mean, cause we kind of feeling disrespected at it right now.
It's not about feeling, it's not about disrespecting the American language, the culture. It's just something like, sometimes, like for example, the way you guys say shit, like you use it for something good and something bad. And this is like strange to us because you guys say, oh shit. So,
And how we say
you have
it?
different ways of
How we
saying
say it
shit.
again?
Like,
How we say it again? One more time.
you say it in good terms and you use it in bad terms, like. So it's just to us, it's kind of confusing, and
Wow, 'cause we say it in moments of pleasure.
Right.
say it in different ways, and we were like, what? And like just like he said, some words like tank top, we call it singlet, and he says wife beater. I'm like, why do you guys have to use? That's offensive.
Oh man,
Why
you
do
can't
have
even wear.
to
Oh
call-
my goodness, they too. So they literal over there. You
Yeah.
can't even wear a wife beater. They say, what you got on there? A wife beater.
Like,
What?
why should it be a wife beater? That doesn't sound nice. Like it's don't call it wife beater because it's kind of it's not nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you say wife beater? Why wife beater?
Yeah, we don't want to
We
be
call
beaten
it
white.
singlets.
You call it singlets.
A singlet.
A singlet. That sounds like a cigarette.
Yeah. It's a singlet, or then they said tank top. But wife
Tank top.
beater-
Okay, can we agree on tank top?
Tank top. Yeah.
Tank
Okay.
top, we can agree on
We
tank
agree
top.
on
Can we
tank top.
agree on tank top? Cause you know,
Yeah.
wife beater. You know, I
That
mean,
sounds bad.
that sounds bad. I mean, where did that term even come from? Woodruff, where did that term even come from? Jamar, do we even know?
Hey, I just know it probably come from back in the days. These you know, when this was very unacceptable culturally, when it was to misogynize women and stuff, and people were just a little bit too lax about that, and you know, people was in tank tops when they were doing it, and it was like okay.
So you think the wife beater come from? You literally think
Beating a
wife
woman.
beater come from a man wearing a tank top
Wow,
beating a woman?
I can't
But
see
that's
that kind of
and
way.
no, it's no athletic. Cause the first thing he said, I didn't think. See, you know, Helen, I want you to understand. I'm probably the most positive person that you're gonna meet. So, because I never would think that it would be a man beating a woman in a tank top. I probably thought, you know, because he probably worked out, get to show his muscles, you know, and you know, and the women see you in these tank tops, be like, oh, you know what, I want to marry this guy. You know what I mean? So maybe my logic is silly.
Okay, you want to marry this man, and then he's a wife beater?
No, not he's a wife, but he just look good. Like, you know, like I said, you know, like what? Well, you know what? It probably do sound bad.
Yeah.
It probably do sound bad. So you know, okay, understanding the different languages, and I mean, well, not different languages, but learning the different terms of
Yeah.
what these things are can be one thing. What's another cultural thing that people, cause we as American men, sometimes, you know, we get tired of American women, then we say, you know what, we're gonna go abroad and find us a wife. So, you know, for an American man call himself going abroad to find him a wife, what thing you would tell him to be careful of?
Be careful of just like you have gold diggers here, you got gold diggers there, and that's when you get into trying to see what is someone's motive with you, what is their goal with you, and where do they stand in that. So that goes worldwide, like no matter what culture you deal with, because
Well, I can imagine it being gold diggers, you know, I can imagine it being gold diggers over there, because it's actually gold over there.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
of course,
so,
different.
so it's literally gold over there. So I can imagine, you know, it definitely being gold diggers.
But my take in this is that you don't have to. I don't think anyone should be tired of like you can find your partner anyway. That's one thing I believe in. But the difference is that, like for me, because of the way African men behave, though, they are kind of polygamous by nature.
They kind of who?
Like the African men, they are. We have this culture in Africa that allows a man to marry more than one wife.
Yes, Lord.
And we also have this culture that permits them to cheat without being checked, you know? And because of that, I never wanted to marry an African man. I never had it in my blood to marry an African man. And if I was going to marry an African man, he has to be the kind that is already exposed, that doesn't have that African culture in him, that sees him as the man, I'm the man, and whatever I say goes because I'm the man, and whatever I do should be, that's how it's going to be because I'm the man. So I've never wanted to have such men as a husband, but I still believe that your husband or your wife can come from anywhere, because some people might say they're tired of I'm tired of this American woman, but what if your partner is here? What if you're destined to marry an American? So the advice I have is that just find true love, look for true love, and when you find true love, don't go looking for a husband or wife. Just look for true love. Look for someone. Look for love, and then you'll find peace and marriage. I think that was what we looked for.
Well spoken. You know what? That was well spoken. Now, I want to go back to the African thing because you're talking about the African man, and you're not the only woman that don't fool with these Negroes. I would just want you to understand: American women do not like African. You know what? I rarely get along with African people. You know what I mean? Because they have an arrogance about themselves. Now, I'm me myself, I'm the relationship guru, aka Big Goo on the streets. So, I don't believe in absolute control. I tell, my other half all the time, like I don't believe in absolute control, but I do believe in absolute respect.
Yeah.
So I don't have to control everything. And I tell men, and I give my advice to men all the time. So whether you in Africa, whether you in Dubai, whether you in Australia, whether you in South America, or whether you in America, wherever, I tell you, a man's job is to manage. That's why the first thing you see in a manager, you see the word man. So a man's job is to manage. You have to manage well. You have to manage your emotions well, your finances well. You have to manage your spouse well. You have to manage your house. You have to manage everything God gave you very well. You have to be a great manager. And that's not being in control all the time. And then another thing that, since we speaking of different spots in the world, I know over here, a lot of people teach their kids over here to be a leader and not a follower. And I think that's the most dumbest thing that you could teach a young person, because you have to follow to learn how to lead. So, you know what I mean? So you should be, so I feel like you have to be a great follower just in order to be a good leader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be a great follower in order to be a good leader.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that?
That's the truth, because like if you have never followed and you don't know how to do that well, if you can't listen, then how do you honestly know when someone is listening to you and the correct way to talk to somebody to where they will listen? Because once you follow it, you get to understand, okay, because love is all about submission. And
What?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Love is all about submission.
Say it one more time for the people in the back. They ain't hear you.
Love is all about submission. Like I totally submit to her and she totally submits to me. And there is a level of total, just you have to give way of all these things so it's like you lead, sometimes she's leading, sometimes I'm leading, and it goes back and forth. But if it's just one, you just got a child, and we're both grown folks. And communication, like you say, respect. Like as long as respect is there, you're gonna give and take.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you said the word submission. I didn't bring the word up. You brought the word up. That's a very touchy subject in America, is submission. These women feel like if you saying the word submission around here, they automatically think you're trying to kill them. I feel like, this my brother here. I feel like my brother here, it's submission on so many levels, which kind of segues into the next topic that I want to bring up, because because we're talking about the word submission. So, and in the word submission, when you submit to each other, so, so I just want to put it out there. So, how do you guys feel about, can there be true love found with no intimacy, with no sex? Can you, without submitting to each other in that form, can there be true love found?
I'll say yes, because if sex is your defining factor on love and a marriage, you already setting yourself up for failure, because love has nothing to do with sex.
Yeah.
And now you can use sex, you can express your love through sex, but sex is not love.
I know.
Listen. So we ain't gonna stay here long.
Hey,
but
I'm-
we just
I'm
got.
ready
But we ain't
for
gonna
it.
stay here long because I don't want to make it that kind of show. But but I definitely want to address cause we adults here,
Right.
right? I don't think I don't think that we're all virgins on this podcast.
Okay.
So somebody ain't never hit your spot, like, nobody, and you know what I'm saying, that made you think differently, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you ain't, so I do think, because I didn't, where I have been, and I have seen others go into situations, just smash and grab situations, and feelings, true feelings came out of that, so, that may not be the intent, but, but I think, I believe sex is a driving factor.
Okay, if I may say something to
Yes.
that. Sex is important in a relationship, but if it shouldn't be all about sex, just like he said, because like for us, when we first met, it wasn't about sex. When we decided to go into this relationship, it wasn't about sex. Um, because some people they'll be like, man, he has to be good in bed for me to love him, or she has to be good in bed for me to love her. But sometimes that person might be good in bed, but they don't have the qualities you need in a man or in a woman. And some people get blinded by how good the other person is in bed, that they forget, and they end up, just like he said, you're setting yourself for failure. You're setting yourself up for failure. But if you start the relationship trying to know, like, when you get to a certain age in life, you want to ask yourself, what do I really need? What are the qualities I need in a guy? And what are the qualities I need in a woman? Because when we were young, like in our 20s, we used to say, I want a guy with 6 packs. I want a guy, we list some irrelevant stuff. But when we become matured, then we know that it's beyond some things. And one thing I need us to understand is that you have to be, for sex, you can make sex what you want it to be.
Right.
You can have fun with sex. If you love each other, you can tell your partner, this is the way I want to be treated in bed. And then your partner can say, you can discuss. Sex should be open. And it's something that you can learn. It's a continuous thing that you can learn.
And get better.
And get better at.
And better.
Yeah. And you can, sex is not something that you say, oh, he is good. What if he is good but he's not good for you? So that's the only thing I have to say here. Your relationship, your life decision about marriage shouldn't be based on how good the person is, because sex can be improved. Get a good man and every other thing fall in place.
So,
Because you end up with someone that, disrespects you,
and
someone
hits you,
that
or he's good in bed.
doesn't
he hit you, but he good in bed.
Right. Like yeah, you getting your back blown out, but let's be honest, an orgasm for a man is 30 seconds. For a woman, if he really doing what he doing, she might can have a 5-minute orgasm, but like, where is it when it's time for the
You been reading books or something? Son, a 5-minute orgasm, that'll scare me. It must be possessed.
Hey,
More than 5 minutes.
Well, women are capable of multiple orgasms on top of each other. If they have that in their system. Men,
Right.
we have, the refraction period.
Yeah.
Once we
And when you
climb-
love someone, it comes natural. You want to touch the person, you want the person to touch you. But I
Yeah.
cannot fall in love with someone no matter how good he is in bed. That
Really?
doesn't
So-
respect me.
Right, really.
Yeah.
So this is where the rubber meets the road at. Cause you know what I'm saying, cause I understand y'all are really trying to have an intelligent conversation, and I get it. You guys are newlyweds, and you're not trying to be out here like that. But I'm gonna push the bar a little bit, cause so you tell me, like like if your person is terrible in bed, they cannot get it together, they cannot satisfy you sexually, you're gonna stay in a relationship, or you're gonna build a relationship off somebody who cannot knowing that you're gonna desire, knowing that you're gonna have a different desire. Now, this may be a great person. Now, they may do all the other things that you may want in a person, but this one thing, this one sexual desire that you have, they cannot get. You never have an orgasm. You never, feel the way you want to feel in bed. Can you live like that the rest of your life?
there's always a way. They have toys. They're always.
But they can't do it.
But-
the toy can do it. You'll be like, I can just get the toy.
But the thing is, when it comes to sex, you learn. You learn. No one is perfect in bed.
Yeah.
You have
What?
to learn. Yeah.
Oh, my
no
goodness.
No one is perfect in bed.
Hey, y'all, don't be blowing my line.
Because really, no one is perfect in bed. You see, it's all about compatibility. You have to be compatible in bed. And if it's all about learning,
Yeah,
because
if you
no one
vibe-
became this good sex guru in one day. Somehow you learn it somewhere.
Right.
No one is born with the skills on how to be a super sex. Oh, how do you guys say it?
Yeah, Mandingo.
Yeah, you learn because
Yeah.
for me, we're all adults here, and for me, I learn. And when we met, like we've been together for 2 years, and we're getting better every day, and
Yeah.
I'm satisfied. Like, I don't have no reason to go out looking for sex because I got everything I want in him. I have, like,
You
when
better.
we had to talk about it, like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, touch me like this. This is how I want to be touched. This is how I
You
want to
gotta
be held.
communicate.
It's something you have to communicate about. I know some people that I knew a lady who's been married for a long time, and she doesn't know what an orgasm is. And her husband is carrying himself as this super, that he's so good in bed. And I asked her one day, she's a very close friend of mine, and I asked her, she said, no, she doesn't know what it is. Like,
Some
what is
women
that?
can't have them, though.
Yeah, but
It might not be him.
then I told her, have you discussed with him? Because it might be him. You might think you're good, but you're not satisfying. No, you're a woman, and she's just quiet. So women are like that. But if you're able to discuss these things and you tell him, okay, this is how you touch me, because sometimes what makes this other woman, it might be different. What gets me to that point might be different from what gets this other woman.
Right.
Some people, when you touch them here, they get orgasm. Some people, it's just different. So if you think this is what I do to this lady to make her a woman, to make her feel like a woman, to get her there, it might not be the same thing that you do to the other lady. We are all different. That's why we need to communicate. And what he likes might be different from what another guy likes. So I have to ask my husband,
I doubt that.
baby, how do you? Yeah, because you touch some
It-
people,
yeah.
it tickles them, but you touch some other person on the same sports, and it means something to them. So it's different.
And to be completely candid, so and this is how I know that sex was not the driving factor. Before we transitioned into the part of, hey, you my life partner, I was on some foolishness. So
What you was on, big
I
dog?
I was on some straight foolishness, and and our relationship started at a place to where we were not even trying,
Yeah.
looking to be anything more.
Yeah.
She was actually gonna be moving to Spain soon,
Yeah.
and like it just showed itself to be like amongst all the foolishness.
Yeah.
A lot of foolishness.
You were just coming into Dubai, and I was about leaving Dubai for Spain. Yeah.
Yeah, because she had already been in
And
Dubai.
we didn't want something serious. We just want something casual
Yeah.
because, you know,
But things started vibrating in a different way, and then we started to have conversations about life and what we want and who we are, the kind of people we were, and what we expected out of life and what we wanted, and those things started vibrating, and like, wait a minute, hold on, who are you? Like let me meet you again. Like, wait. And there was enough foolishness around it to where I had to step back and say, like, wait a minute, it ain't even worth the foolishness.
Wow. So, now speaking of foolishness, I mean, we got a good flow going here. We definitely got a good flow, man. I'm definitely enjoying y'all, man, and I definitely think the viewers enjoying the conversation. I think people are getting a lot from this. So when we talking about your foolishness, you know what I'm saying? When you talk about cause not just the Africans are seen. I'm just gonna go and say this term, and I don't mean no harm, but African men definitely in America are seen as assholes. So and I know when Jamar is saying foolishness, I know he's pretty much saying that he was an asshole. So, so how do you deal with your disputes? How do you know what I'm saying? How, for a newlywed couple that, of course y'all have dated, went through that, you went through the engagement period, and then now you're newlyweds. What have you done to deal with your dispute, and what do you plan on doing to deal with future disputes?
It has grown over time. We had to first learn, what were each other's triggers.
yeah.
And because as you learn more about a person and something that might be mundane to you, once you look deeper into someone's soul and you get to know who that person is, that mundane thing is a big trigger because of their life experiences, of the things that they have gone through. So first we had to learn each other's triggers. Then we had to, make some, say like, okay, well, let's say this. We say we make sure that we're gonna always kiss goodnight. Like no matter how angry we are.
And good morning.
And good morning. Like we're gonna do that. Like we're gonna make the effort that no matter, so that when we go to bed and when we wake up, that we have that standardized, like yeah, I might be mad at you from all of get out, but this is our way of saying, like, no, we still connected. Don't touch me anymore. Get your little kiss and go lay on your side. But it's that way you just start you start to make deals with each other, because this is the person you got to deal with. It's nobody else.
Right, you got to make deals. So you're saying that you got to make deals with the person that you got to deal with.
That's it.
Make deals with the person that you got to deal with. So how do you feel about, in dispute here, because sometimes, especially over here in this culture over here, I keep saying that because that's where I'm at. But however, I deal with the women here, you know what I'm saying? So, and not like, and to make this perfectly clear, I'm not in this situation now because I have a wonderful person now that, you know what I'm saying, and we deal with our disputes different. Like, I kind of make sure, like, hey, no, when she going off the handle or we going off the handle, I be like, hey, look, we are not going to do this way because certain things can get said or done that it's hard to come back from. So I just nip in the bud, you know what I'm saying. I would rather just, you know what I'm saying, deal with it at a later time when we both calm down. But however, when it comes to withholding things, in this culture, now this happened, I don't know because I ain't never been over there, but over here, like, a man to get upset and he say, you know what, I'm not paying the car, no, I'm not paying the bill until, you know, say I'm not doing then, or then a woman to get upset and say, you know what, well, I'm not gonna do my wife to do it. I'm not cleaning up, I'm not gonna have sex with you, I'm not, you know. So withholding yourself from your mate.
Well, one of the deals we made with each other that we are not going to be vindictive.
Yeah.
You cannot have a healthy relationship with you trying to get back.
Yeah.
And why are you trying to hurt the person you love?
Yeah.
It's all the same boat. If I hurt you, I'm hurting me. If she hurts me, she's hurting herself.
Yeah.
So why am I trying to get back at you? We're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, and sometimes when we're doing that, we try to, bring each other, we try to call each other back that, hey, this thing you're doing, are you trying to hurt me? I know I made a mistake, but you shouldn't be doing this. And we quickly, recognize that this is not what we wanted. You have to lay guidelines of how you want your relationship to go. Because if you don't have plans to succeed, then you're planning to fail in your relationship. So one thing we've always done, one thing I love about him is that he is a very patient person, and you have to listen. You have to be able to listen to your partner. Sometimes the person might not be angry with you. They are just trying to vent, So this is one thing that I really, really love about him. He's a good listener. And as a man, we women, we tend to be the more talkative than you guys. Mm-hmm. You understand? No matter how, even if your profession is, even if you're working as a comedian or your profession is to talk and talk, we still have this tendency of talking a lot, like we ladies. So you as a guy, you need to pause sometimes and just listen to her. Sometimes we don't make sense. You just listen. That's what a woman needs sometimes to say.
Hold on now. You said sometimes y'all don't make sense.
We don't make sense.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, I just want to make sure I heard what I said.
It don't make sense. We just want you to listen.
Right.
And
to what don't make sense.
Exactly.
Okay, so
and
that statement doesn't even make sense. Sometimes I just want to hold on before we go forward. I just want to make sure you're saying what you're saying, because I'm not saying you're saying that you want us to listen to what don't make sense. Just sometimes.
Yes, sometimes. Just listen.
Okay.
Just listen. Even if you feel or think she's not making sense, just listen. And we know when we're doing that. We know because of our hormones. The hormonal imbalances.
Right.
So we know when we do that. So just listen. Sometimes it's not us. It's just the hormones. You just need to be patient and listen to your wife. And sometimes also we have to pause and say, he's been doing the listening, so it's only fair if I listen to him too. As a woman, you need to slow down sometimes and listen to your man.
So are you the traditional woman? Cause I know me, like I said, I'm a manager. I'm not in control. I'm not trying to, you do what I say when I say, what I mean? Because a man that doesn't listen to his woman, to me, is a weak man, because God gave you a tool. God gave you something, a resource to use. So he embed things in this woman that she brings to you. And if you're not got good sense and you're not listening to her, you're gonna miss a lot of what God got for you. But at the end of the day, but I'm still the head of my household. Like, if it comes down to an executive decision, I will make an executive decision. Yeah. What's your stance on that?
When it comes to decision making, we discuss. The best thing is to discuss with your woman. Like, sometimes if it's about him, we're still going to discuss. But I'm still going to tell him, this is what I think, and this is my opinion, but the decision is yours. And if it's something to do with me, he says the same thing. He's not going to say, you have to do this, or this is how it's going to be, this is what I want you to do. He's just going to lay his opinion, and I'll listen to them, but he still gives me the right, he still gives me the allowance to make my own decision.
Okay.
He advises me.
But so I
still
see you trying to
allows
stay
me.
on a good road. I see you, but it ain't no crooked straight line.
But he-
So I see you trying to stay on a good road over there. I see
Yeah.
you. So hold on. So now I'm finna throw one at you because I see
Okay.
you
Okay.
trying to stay on a good foot over there. So when it comes to women's intuition and something you feel like you just know,
Yeah.
and then he say, baby, no, it's no such. Then you like, oh no, my women intuition is no talking about. It's like, you know what I'm saying, like a guy. It got me jumping out my boots out the
Yeah.
trunk.
Well, I got you.
Let me say
So
something.
this thing.
Look at it.
No.
I done started it. I done
Let me say
started.
one thing. Let me say something to that before you conclude.
Okay.
Sorry, baby. We women, we have that a lot. We'll be like, baby, I think or I feel, you know. But still, sometimes, most times though, I still let him make his mistake. I still
Oh, you
let
know it's
him-
gonna be a mistake.
Yes, but I still let him
Lord have
because he
mercy.
needs to learn. So, but
Oh,
I
you the
cannot say-
teacher.
we learn from experience, right?
Right. He needs to learn.
So this is actually about what I was about to speak on, was that there is no like, okay, so if I make an executive decision or she makes
Yeah.
like there have been a couple of occasions here or there, you know, probably more than I can count, that, you know, she doesn't control me and I don't control her, and sometimes she's like, okay, go ahead. And I gotta tell you, a lot of times she was right. Sometimes she's not right.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's all about that back and forth and that communication. It's a
Right.
give and a take. So,
I see you trying to stay on the good road too. So I was gonna leave you out of this. I wasn't gonna mess with you. I was not gonna bother with you. So now, because I know where you from. You from Atlanta, Georgia, East Point. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? And the day they're getting ready to have a, you know what I'm saying, a wind down Wednesday tomorrow with some of the Atlanta vets there. So you know, Goody Mob, Pastor Troy. You know, all them gonna be there tomorrow. So that's where you from, right?
West side.
So you know, so you from there. So now, you don't. So you telling me, being where you from and who you are, that you do not believe in a hierarchy. Like there is a president, there's a president of the United States. Somebody has to make if we can't come to an agreement, someone has to make a final decision. And who gets that? You know what I mean? Like, and that what I feel caused the most problems in relationship when the rubber hits the road. That is, whether we like it or not, even when you go to work, when you do everything we do, there is a hierarchy. There is a president. There is a vice president. There is, there is this hierarchy. So now for couples that don't really establish and say, you know what, now in my situation, my woman's, we definitely discussed and we talked about that, and I'm not going to mishandle her. I'm not going to ignore what she says. I'm going to give her ground because I know God blessed me with this particular woman here. So I'm not going to abuse what God gave me. But however, for me, if I stand up as a man and say, hey, you know what? Like, I understand where you're coming from, but however, this is the decision that's getting made. This is what is getting made. Like now, for an example, I'm telling her now, like, look, we're only paying one car note. Like, oh, baby, so no. Like, well, we can afford to do a lot, but that's it. I'm done. And we finna sell your car. And you know what I'm saying? Such. I'm done. I made an executive decision not to, like, I'm gonna take it, but it's like what I saw best for us moving forward. Do y'all believe in that? Like, as Newlywed, do you believe you guys have a hierarchy? Because I see both of you trying to stay on this track of, nah, I'm going to give it to her when it's her time, and I'm going to give it to him when it's his time, but there is a hierarchy. True or false?
Well, first you put God first as the ultimate. And then the hierarchy comes in, it's like we base it back to what are our goals? What are the things that we have said? Like you said in your situation, if you say like, okay, we gonna you say, you know, we can afford 2 cars. Okay. Well, but what is our goal? What does it go back to? Like right now, but if we do this, which one will put us in a better position? So that's what makes the decision.
And,
Okay,
there's
so you don't
something
believe in God, man, then
we
woman.
do. Just like there's something we agreed on. It's like we cannot make any decision unless we both agree.
Okay.
Let's say we needed to do something major, and he says, let's go this way, and I'm like, no, I want us to go this way. We decided we're gonna leave it to rest until we both agree on something. So it's either he's able to convince me to agree to what he's about to do, or I'm able to convince him, but we decided we're gonna leave that thing until we're able to come to a compromise. Like, okay, go ahead until I say, okay, go ahead and do it.
Okay.
If this is how you feel, I support you. And then he goes ahead and do it. If not, we're not gonna make a decision based on that.
Okay, a
That
lot
was
of women
what
do
we
a lot
agreed.
of convincing in the bedroom. We just do, but we're gonna leave that off the table though. We're not gonna.
But-
we're
But
not
we
gonna.
don't do that.
But because the thing is, the reason why the bedroom isn't, you know, the end all, the ever all, because the bedroom good, and the bedroom gonna be good regardless. Like, you know, like I used to say a lot of times, even back in my single days, you can't get no more, you know, what words can we? You can't get no more penis than I got. So it's an equal trade. Like,
Hey, well, you know, dog, we independent and we
like,
black
like
on
you ain't
here.
you ain't gonna get no more than what I got. So you got as much as I'm getting. If a guy got more than me or less than me, he getting what he got. So it's a trade.
And
like,
then sometimes when he tries to like, baby, I'm like, no, don't touch me. So I want to concentrate. Let's discuss. Because if you start touching me, then I might not be able to think properly. So let's discuss this
Right.
first
That's
before you
right.
that's the leverage. That's right.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And we all do it. You know what I'm saying? And what we all do is, but so sometimes men do it with flowers. We do it with candy. You know, we do it with nice gestures. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, so everybody play their cards. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely love the way that y'all have a system set up
Yeah.
to deal with your disputes. So,
yeah.
you know, that's, you know, and I think that's the most healthiest thing. And I hope people get a lot from hearing you guys discuss on how you plan on avoiding major problems.
Yeah.
And you
Also,
gotta-
we decided not to involve a third party.
Yeah. Keep it.
We don't allow a third party, either
Right.
my family or his family, to have a
Friends.
say in our relationship. So
And not
we-
even the big guru, and not even the guru over here, because I'm a relationship.
Okay. I mean, y'all cutting me out. It's cool. It's cool.
Because like
I was there for you, just know.
because the thing what happens, no matter who. Now we're not saying like don't talk to people about stuff in general and about life, because like
Advice,
some of the
listening
best
to
advice we got
yeah.
were from people who have been in relationships for a while. Now also now you know people who have healthy relationships, and you know people who don't have unhealthy relationships. And we notice that the advice we get from people with healthy, long-lasting relationship, 50 years, 14 years, 20 years, and you know, it's relatively healthy.
Yeah.
That from anybody that you might ask, okay, they have a relatively healthy relationship. The advice is communicate with each other. Keep your
And go
business to
bed
yourself.
angry. Don't go
You
to
know,
bed mad. Yeah.
don't go to bed mad. Find some way to resolve conflict. But then you have people who don't have nobody or have somebody, and
Yeah.
you know they ain't happy.
And they come to tell
It's-
you,
it's
don't
like,
let him, don't let her.
Don't let them
You know?
do this to you. Don't let them
All
control
right.
you. Don't
Crazy.
put up. Don't you put up with this from that person. Don't you let them do this. Like wait. Whatever works for you and that person, because you and that person is the only persons that are in the relationship. You're the only two that have to deal with the results of whatever decisions you make. If you two are good with it, it's great because whoever telling you whatever they telling you, they don't have to deal with the fallout.
Yeah, with the consequence.
They don't. They not there.
Yeah.
Right.
They not in your bed unless you have one of those kind of situations. But
Hey, well, hey, that then that can cause problems.
yeah,
You
but
know what I'm saying?
it can also not cause problems. But if that is what you all have come to a conclusion with, and everybody's okay with it, who business?
Yeah.
It's your house, it's your bed, it's your relationship, because you got to keep reloving the person every day. You got to,
Ooh, you said something then, dog.
Yeah,
Cause
you
you said something. Cause you have to relearn. Cause just cause you went to sleep and you wake up, you can wake up to a different person every day.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to relearn this person every day,
Yeah, every
and
day.
definitely
Every day.
like they women, men and women are different.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm not saying things that's disrespectful at all, cause that is not my goal to be
saying the
disrespectful. But men and women are different. And my grandmama used to tell me, as men, y'all dog, you know what that dog gonna do, but you better keep your eye on that cat. So
Right.
so cause you never know. Like a woman can go to sleep one way and wake up a whole different
Yeah.
person almost. You know what I mean? Like and it's spooky. So I'm gonna say this, then we're gonna go to the next thing. But when a man loves a woman, when a man loves a woman, that's a man. The only thing that can love a woman is a man that gonna be conditioned. That's gonna be unconditional.
Right.
Like the only place a woman can get unconditional love from is from a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only place, a woman can get unconditional love from is a man. So people like to argue with my theory with that, because a man can get unconditional love from many places. You know what I mean? Even if a man leaves a woman or you divorce from a woman or it doesn't work out, there will be another woman somewhere willing to help him pick up the pieces and put them back together. But men are not gonna do that for women so easily. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna have to struggle a long time by herself. So, but a man can pick up the pieces real easy and move on. So, which leads me to my last and final question for this evening. So, how do you recognize your soulmate? How, with y'all being a newlywed couple, like, cause most people who they get married, they say, they married, they feel like they married their soulmate. So when did you recognize this was my soulmate, and how do you recognize your soulmate?
I know for me, a man will only, when you feel like you want to do things different than what you do, and you have no reason or no motivation to do things different, but then all of a sudden you want to do different, you want to be different. Like you meet this person that make you want to do. Now, before her, I've been in a situation, like I said, I was in some foolishness. I was having me some, 90s Freaknik level type fun. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, like that line from Players Anthem. Why you giving up all this pussy cat?
Right.
Like it's like it's no reason why you should. It doesn't make any sense, but to you it's clear as day. It's like, I'm having all this fun out here, but what? It's not her.
Mm-hmm.
It's not her. It's not enough no more. Like I can have Beyonce, Janet Jackson, Chili, Tatiana Ali, each and every day, but it's not Helen.
Man,
You see what I'm saying? It's and when you get to that point with someone to where all this everything else just doesn't make no sense, and then they make you move in a different way than you moved before. Like there were situations that people were in my ear about, like, hey, why this? And then I heard them, digested, and kept on moving. But for some reason, I then was able to internalize, like, yeah, you're going to be the reason why I'm motivated now enough to do something about it. Like it's just that you just know, like there were women that I felt that I loved, and but it just for whatever reason, who is for you is for you.
You hit different, like they say now.
Yeah, who is for you is for you, and timing and all that. You just got to be open to, like, when you start seeing it, man up.
Yeah, because it's scary sometimes.
It's very scary.
It is. Like,
It's very scary because it comes at a time where you feel like that it ain't, like I wasn't really ready for this. Like, I was preparing for it and I knew, like this is what I want, but it's like, Lord, it's here today. Like, and am I ready to handle this today? But I found myself in that situation, however, so when did you feel like you found your soulmate in this guy here? Like, so what was the moment? Like, cause women are very detailed. Like, he's gonna give a roundabout, but hopefully you're gonna be able to tell me the Pacific time. It was June the 24th, 7:20 p.m. for 32 seconds. The wind was kind of lightly blowing. So give me I want the detail. When did it strike you?
Wow. Okay. Let me start by saying I never knew I could have something like this. It's something that I have always wished for, because I grew up in an environment, in a home, let me say a broken home. My parents had a very bad marriage, and my sisters were having the same. And I was looking at it like, if this is what marriage is about, I don't want to be married. Like, I was a single mom from when I was like 16, and I've been by myself, and I've had opportunity to be married. But I looked at this man and I said to myself, is this what I really wanted? Because I would like to say it to any lady listening to my voice, that if you're in a kind of relationship, any kind of relationship, no matter what you're getting from it, if you're not satisfied, if you're not fulfilled, if you're not happy, if deep down you really don't think this is what you want or deserve, you shouldn't be in that relationship. I've had relationships that I looked at myself and I asked myself, is this what I really wanted out of life? And even with him, I had to ask myself that question. And everything was like, yes, 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 this is what you've dreamt of all your life. So, at my age, and as a Nigerian, if you know my culture very well, if you speak with Nigerian people, once you're getting to 20 plus 30, you're like, especially as a single parent, they'll be like, this one is out. You can't even find love. You can't even get someone to marry you. So it's kind of like a stigma from where I'm from. And they see you like she doesn't want to be married. And they'll say to your face, your in-laws will say to your face, my sister's husband, the family will say to your face, that, who's going to marry you? Like, so, but I was telling myself that I would rather be alone than to marry the way you guys are married. Like, their husband hits on them, cheats on them, they just do whatever they like, And I'm like, I don't want this kind of a life. And my dad was a good man. And I said, there should be some good men out there. So when I met him, I told myself, I need a guy that will respect me. And, we are different. People think you have to marry someone that loves the same thing you love, or someone that is just like you, or like the same movie you like. No, we're very different. But somehow we are the same. We like there's some traits, like some things that we enjoy together, but some things that he loved to do that I don't like to do. But that's the fun of it. Like, for example,
roller coaster.
when we first met, he was like, "Do you like roller coaster? Do you like?" I'm like, "Hey, excuse me, no, I don't." But somehow, when we met, it was fun because he made me do my first
Roller coaster.
roller coaster, and it was crazy.
She rode the fastest roller coaster
Yeah,
in the
he made
world.
me rode the first. Oh, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, so you know.
So when I realized that he was the one, is because first of all, he's such a nice person. He's a kind person. He's just a good man, and that is what I want from a man. And he's someone that cares. He cares. He don't just. He care. You just see it in him. He's a people person. He is loving. He is caring. He listens, and I was like, is he for real?
But what day did it hit you?
When we first met, it didn't hit me. It was, I was actually the first person that said I love you, because that was the day. Was it on your birthday? It was on your birthday.
Yeah.
I told you I love you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the day I knew I wanted to be with him.
So that was the day you knew you found your soulmate,
My soulmate.
On his birthday.
Yes, on his birthday.
Alright.
And it just came out. And I'm like, what did I just do? Because we were not ready for this kind of relationship.
Right.
And I was like, no, sorry, that was not. No, what did you say? Like, yeah, I love you, because I just couldn't hide it because of his personality, the kind of person that he is. He's a good man. And that's why I stick with him. He's different from every other man that I've been with.
Hey, and he's supposed to be. So look, so real quick though, cause we're getting to the end here. So real quick, so what suggestions that you have as a couple? What suggestions you have for other people in finding their soulmate? Like, you know, because I recall you saying earlier in our you know, when we were starting to talk a little bit earlier, you were saying that, hey, you know, like you didn't know what to look for in a man in the beginning. Like, you know, so what would you say, you know, or y'all say together, like how do you recognize your soulmate? What was one or two things that would stick out that you would say, you know what, if you see these things here, this may be your soulmate?
For a man, your willingness that you see yourself different, that you start seeing that you want to change things that you never even knew you needed to change, and also that they start to you just fulfilled in a certain way, like you just know it. It's hard to
explain.
Because my mind was nowhere in the realm of, I know I had at least a good another 6 months of foolishness in me. I knew I did.
Yeah.
I had a good 6 months.
You just knew it,
But
because it's not about how long, but how. It's not about how far, but how well. Because when we met, I think we got married traditionally in 3 months, like according to the customs.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Somebody sound the
And
alarm. Hold
we're
on.
2 years together
Yeah.
now, more than 2 years now.
Hold on. Somebody sound the alarm. Like
And
this.
here go another one. I swipe right. Yes.
Yeah, we actually met online
on
Tinder.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Here you go.
Somebody sound. So listen, I wish y'all would have said this much earlier. Y'all probably did me like this on purpose. Y'all probably said, you know, we're gonna wait toward the end to throw that at him so he can't dive in on us. But this Tinder thing, like so you know, because for men it's a physical attraction at first. And so, but with Tinder, I assume that in both cases, it had to be a physical attraction. Oh, I think he's cute. I think she's cute. It couldn't have been no more than that in the beginning. Not when you were swiping.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. No matter the avenue in which you meet someone, no matter if it's at the bar, if it's just on the produce line, if it's on Tinder, the same thing comes about when it is true love, and when you have that connection, and when you're vibing with the person. and you see and it start going that way, it's undeniable. You will know. If it ain't that, keep it moving.
And it has to be different from every other thing that you felt or every other relationship that you've been. It's
Yeah.
just different. It just feels. They tell me how did it happen, and I'm like, I don't know. It just
You
felt
know how
right.
it happened.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
exactly how
I
it
don't
happened.
know. It just felt right.
And I know exactly how it happened because y'all was. I mean, maybe he say that he wasn't looking. A lot of time men say that they ain't looking for what women looking for, but because I know for me in this situation now that like I prayed for certain things and I knew what I wanted later on, but
He was looking for something different.
but women now he was looking for a wife. You know what?
was
They
looking
say
for a
a man that
girlfriend.
finds a wife finds a good thing, right?
And
So.
obtains favor from
Right,
God.
so he found a wife. So you cannot. A lot of times you cannot find what you're not willing to recognize. You know what I'm saying? So now,
But
if
that's
you
the
can
funny
see,
thing. Sometimes you find what you're not looking for.
And
But you deep down in you wanted this, but you think you cannot have it, and all of a sudden you're minding your business, and look at it.
and it's like right
And that
there.
was how it happened.
And that's where you got, and that's the other piece of
I was
advice.
planning
Be
to move
open.
on to the next stage of my life, to just go somewhere, and then the first day I met him, we connected, but I didn't think that it was gonna lead to something serious until we started dating, and all of a sudden we couldn't stop seeing each other. We're inseparable, and
Yeah.
that
Be-
was it.
Don't sabotage. Don't self-sabotage yourself, because a lot of people do that.
And then he had these huge mountains around him that he had to move, and that was how I knew that he was for me, because
he had a huge mountain.
huge mountains in front of him that he had to either
Situations
level,
and
situations
comfort
that he
and-
had to let go, and we had to discuss it. And I'm like, no, I cannot be that person if you still have this.
So he was
and
on the
this.
rough side of the mountain.
You had to let go. You had to level the mountain or move the mountain, which he did.
Oh, okay. So you know what I mean. So I guess we're not.
And-
So I guess we're not gonna die. Why y'all do this so late? Why y'all do this so late? Y'all are definitely wrong. What y'all want to now? It's gonna definitely you have to be a part 2 to the Newlyweds. You know what I'm saying?
Well, when you come out to Dubai,
Yeah,
we,
we'll
we
get the
brand,
part two.
brand new equipment.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's more. Hey, that's more. Hey, that's more than doable. So, man, but so you had to move mountains for this woman.
He
like,
had to.
And that's what for, like, if it's worth it to you.
Yeah,
Like,
and these were really tough things that he had to,
And-
for my sake, because he's been into this for a long time, and he had to do it for me. That was when I knew that he was serious.
like
so you don't know the day. You don't know it was. So he said his birthday.
On his birthday.
That was the day that he moved the final mountain.
No, that was
No,
the day we
that
knew
she
wanted to
realized.
be. I realized I wanted to be with him.
Oh,
That I
okay.
loved him, and the way I loved him in a way that I never loved before. And when we got that settled, and he too said he actually loved me too. That was when we
so
started planning on how to get our lives together, and there were some things, really tough things that that he really had to deal with those stuff to be able to make way for me to come into his life.
Hey, that's brave. You know what? I'm gonna get. You know what? I salute you both. You know what? To meet and to understand. So your birthday came nearly after when you landed. So
Yeah.
so I guess, cause for you to say that y'all had already been through a kind of a ceremony, of marriage within 3 months.
Yeah.
That's you talking about rolling the dice. That's I mean that that is very courageous,
Yeah.
very commendable, but and y'all have an obligation, a more obligation, man, to prove that real love exists, and it doesn't take years to find it.
At
It doesn't
all.
take years. It doesn't take, cause people say, oh, you gotta be with a person 3-4 years.
I've
and
been
such
with a person for 6 years, and it still didn't work out.
it still didn't work out. And you
Yeah.
met that person and
In 3
in
months.
6 hours.
And the good thing was that after we decided to get married, then coronavirus hit. So we're on lockdown together, and for like a year, and we got on each other's nerve, and it was like that was when we knew we can pull this through, because us being together in the in the flat
Yeah.
for like a year,
That's an
because it was
apartment.
really hard.
Right, I know what a flat is. I ain't think it was a shoe.
Oh, we call it differently.
Right,
Actually.
the flat. Yeah, they was in
What
the
do you
flat.
say? What means flat in America? Doesn't
Apartment,
mean
yeah.
flat to us. Yeah. So.
Yeah, what I don't know what flat mean here in America, but like ties, booties, what like.
And in Dubai, the lockdown was serious. You cannot move. You cannot go nowhere. So we were literally in the house together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that during the pandemic, it made some relationships and it
Yeah,
broke some
broke some,
relationships.
yeah.
You know, it broke some relationships. And I'm just so happy for you guys, man. So happy, so honored that you decided that I was able to get you to stop by. And you was definitely, Helen, you was definitely more talkative than I thought you was going to be. Like, I'm very, you know, you have a very beautiful way of speaking. And I see the love that this guy here, Jamar, has for you, man. And I hope that it came off on the show right, you know what I mean? Like the patience that he has, like everything that you've been saying about him. You know, he's definitely a brother that I look up to in a lot of ways. And if you're a young man out there and you know, if you want to model yourself behind someone, you know what I mean? This is a great guy to model yourself behind. And man, and I really thank you guys for coming out doing the Relationships of Us podcast. And I wish that I had, you know what? Like if I'd known it was gonna go this great, I would have got a gift for you guys.
Oh, okay.
But I
You were
didn't.
there for us on our wedding day, so that's a big gift.
Oh yeah, you know, yeah, man. So you know, we were definitely in the building, man. Your wedding was beautiful. I have been bragging. Listen, I have been bragging on you guys' wedding. You know, I was there at the wedding, and I definitely have been bragging on you guys' wedding because a lot of people pay a lot of money to do different things in weddings, and you know, and they put on a whole production. And you know what? And I walked away. You know, I didn't participate in a lot of weddings. I done help put a lot of weddings together. And you don't walk away with the feeling of seeing, you know what, you know, feeling inspired to love. You know, and I think that's what weddings should do. You should inspire you to go and want to get yourself right, to be to be right for someone. Cause God made man and woman not to be alone, but to be together. And but y'all union, you know, it was done right. You know what I mean? It doesn't take a lot of money to do it right, but I feel like y'all did it right. Everybody there felt the love. Everybody there unanimously said the same thing. They felt the love. They felt the union. They felt good about leaving your wedding. You know what I mean? That's something to say. People felt good about leaving your wedding. They didn't see a production on TV. They didn't see a bunch of things. Now, it was beautiful. Now, I don't want to take away from that. It was beautiful. Whoever put the work in, they put the work in. But what we walked away with, we walked away inspired to love. And you don't get that at weddings nowadays. And I want to just thank you for that. Like, appreciate it. Like, y'all did that. Y'all brought it back.
You're welcome.
And it's out there for everybody.
Yeah.
Just open yourself and love and know that you deserve it. And that when it's there, and if it's not there, leave it.
Yeah.
Anybody got time for that?
If it's not there.
If it's not there, leave it.
And move on.
Yeah.
You'll find yours.
You'll
You're gonna
find
find
you.
yours. Yeah.
Hey, man, appreciate it. We getting out of here, man. Say peace to the people.
All right. Y'all take care. Helen Wedge Jamar.
Hey, man. Loving couple, y'all.
Thank you.
You like it.